What's up, everybody? We're back once again. It's episode 89 of the Dadbod Golf Pod. Low-key worst day of the week, Tuesday, but we're going to make it better for you. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's Kyle, Nate, and Ben, proud members of the Believe Podcast Network, the number one podcast network for professionals. Fellas, how are you doing? How's your Tuesday going?
Bad news for my wife. I sold another car with the mustache, so
carry it rolling.
Keep it rolling. Yeah.
It's not, I'm telling you, after you talk to us about it, though, it's not the wife I'm worried about. I'm worried if mom makes you shave it for pictures at Thanksgiving.
I'm going to go down there with it and just
feel it
out. She doesn't really draw a lot of attention, but the pictures that we're going to take will theoretically we'll look at for years to come. Like, this isn't just going to be like a family picture. Yeah, sure. I'm already here.
I love it.
Fantastic.
I love it.
It's so awesome.
First appearance.
Welcome to the show, guest picker.
Miss Pass.
We're on episode 89, and Kat jumps in because of the mustaches.
I don't know if you can hear that or not. That was awesome.
Miss Pass says hard pass on the mustache.
Ooh, hard pass from Miss Pass.
That's a little play on words there.
Mizra's pass.
Mizra's pass.
Yes.
All right, guys. So what we're going to talk about.
Look at him, Kyle. He is keeping straight as an arrow right now, man.
I love it.
There is a gun pointed on him right now. Do we need to call the cops?
I love this. So today's episode is going to be a lot of fun because we found this fun article in Golf Digest. It's called the 13 Dumbest Things in Golf. We may have to make make it 14 and put Nate's mustache on there.
You got to check with E. Michael first. Because if he
Johnson
doesn't approve this, he can't be on the list.
E. Michael Johnson puts out the 13 dumbest things in golf. Some of these we're going to agree with. Some of these we're going to disagree with. But we're definitely going to have some fun doing it. So y'all ready to jump in?
Yes, sir.
I'll start calling you J. Kyle Rush.
J. Kyle Rush. I like it. Yeah, I have that dumb. My mom made me go by my middle name thing. So
that's a Southern thing, man. I have to do the same thing. That's all right.
Whatever.
What's your Christian name, Ben?
I can't tell you over the air. I don't want people stalking me.
Deal.
Will that help them find you a little bit better?
Yeah.
No, like you're a public.
I don't need my identity stolen.
There you go. All right.
That is all up in this episode. This is awesome.
So number one on the 13 dumbest things in golf, the guy who makes the hole-in-one has to buy the drinks. I am all on this train. 100%.
Yeah,
you're all on it being stupid or not being stupid?
You're on it being stupid. You think it's the dumbest
thing? Yes. It's the dumbest thing ever.
You want to tell your hole-in-one story again? Because I think that you would have begged to buy people drinks since nobody was there with you whenever you did it.
No. I hit a hole-in-one by myself. One hopped it in, walked to the video because I'm kind of a chubby guy and nobody would doubt that if I saw a video that I exactly. Nobody would believe or nobody would think that I walked all the way across the bridge, made a pitch mark, dropped the ball, came back, and then walked again and videoed it because I'm just not a big walking guy, not a big walking guy. No, man, you hit a hole in one. It's a reward. It's a reward. You should have drinks bought for you till you just can't even see anymore. That's how
it should be like your birthday or your bachelor party or anything where you're the center of attention. You should be carried out of that place. And not spend $1.
I completely agree. I think everybody is on board with it. I have not had a hole in one. I can tell you if I do, and we show up in the clubhouse and everybody's expecting drinks, there are going to be some mad people. I am not paying the bar tab for everybody that's sitting in the clubhouse.
Is the rule everybody at the bar or just the three guys that watched you?
I think it should be the guys.
Everybody who saw it.
Yeah, everybody that saw it. Yeah.
So you can buy three $2 beers for your guys, and then they just need to get you lit up like a.
Now I didn't turn it down. I was in the clubhouse,
Christmas tree
at a buddy's club, and somebody had a hole in one. And when the guy got in, he bought everybody in the bar around the drinks.
That's just showing off is what that is.
And
that guy.
I took his free drink, but the whole time I was sitting there going, that is not going to happen if I ever.
Yeah, don't turn it down.
I'm not turning it down, but
I want
stupid.
That's what I want. I want a turkey wrap, some chicken wings.
Oh my goodness!
Unlimited drinks. Unlimited drinks.
There you go.
Yeah, it should definitely be a reward. I'm.
Well, you've just made your first hole-in-one or your second hole-in-one. What do you want? A turkey wrap. I'm going to Disney World.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my goodness! Oh, you just made your first hole-in-one. Your bar tab is $2,200.
Nate, are you a member of the hole-in-one club? Not have hit a hole-in-one, but the actual hole-in-one club thing at the club. Have you ever seen those, Ben?
No. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of them. I don't know what they entail. I hear where people, don't you put in like a pot and then somebody wins a pot when they get one or something?
Yeah, it's a big pot. I think it's like $10 to be in it or something. And then I think it's when you make one, you get the pot. And then I think everybody who's in it has to pay in again.
Yeah,
another $10.
Basically. That's how it works. Yeah.
So to me, that's like, how do I guarantee myself never to make a hole-in-one? Join a hole-in-one club.
There's no doubt.
I don't
be giving away money.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna
everybody I know who's made a hole-in-one at AUC was not in the hole-in-one club.
I wasn't in it, but I wouldn't have won anyway because I didn't have a witness.
Yeah,
I didn't have a witness. So I couldn't get it. But I did join it though. I was like, you know what? I got one in now. It could possibly happen again.
I see that as a way of locking in me never ever making one.
What if you won the pot and then you use that to get everybody's drinks? Now
I'm not doing that either. No.
That would be
no. Yeah, no. I mean,
no, because I'm sure I would have probably put 60, 70, $80 in there by that time. So
yeah,
not doing that.
All right.
I think our pot's up to, I don't know, 18 anyway.
Is it up there? I mean, when's the last time? I think
it's 18. So I mean, there's been plenty of guys hole-in-ones, but there's not that I don't know the last time the guy made a hole-in-one that was in the club.
Yeah. It ends up being like, $200, something like that, $200 or $300. I think is what it typically ends up being. There's been a couple of guys that I've seen that have won it there in the club. But anyway, number 2, dumbest thing in golf, thinking you're dialing in your distance with range balls.
Does anybody do this?
Yes.
What is that?
I've seen people that they're like, I don't, because it's when they get to the course, they're like, and I was hitting my 7-iron like 165 on the range. And I'm like,
the range is downhill. It's almost always downhill.
Downhill, you're hitting pinnacles that are just hard as rocks. Up. Yeah.
And you're like teeing up.
Feel good. Yeah. You've got a perfect lie every single time. But I've seen guys that have done it and I'm just like,
swing as hard as you can.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I got me a look.
To get your feel going. That's it.
I'm probably guilty of this because I like to practice, but now I know I'm guilty because I got one of those little portable launch monitors. So it'll tell you.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah. So when you hit it, it says 125, 130. You can't
hide sexy and you can't hide money. And that's what he's got. He's bringing both those to the table.
I think this is in general, it's correct, but you can get a really good idea on the range. Your ball is not going to be that
I think the key word though is dialed in. Like I understand that my wedge is going to, I don't know, there may be 20 to 25 yards difference between a wedge shot on the range compared to,
what'd you say? 20 to 40?
20 to 25.
20 to 25.
20 to 25. Just that's because I have gotten on the range and my wedge is going to go 130 max and I'm out there hitting the 150 or 145, like coming up just short of the 150 marker. I'm like, there's no way.
I think I'm longer on the course than I am on the range.
Really?
Because I use a harder ball.
Oh.
Harder
than a pinnacle?
Yeah.
If you
use a less compression, more less spin. I use I think my balls go further on the course than they do.
Yeah, some of those balls are really crappy.
Yeah,
on the range, like
some of the balls are dead.
Crap and hell in the back. So I'm not a big range guy. I really don't like to go to the range if I'm not about to play. Like that. That's like, hey, let me just tease myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me get in this Ferrari and crank it up and then not drive it.
No, just rev it up a few times.
So like, distances are not my only. If I go to the range before I play, which most of the time I don't, and I usually stroke Kyle until this last time. Oh, wow. Is I like to just hit the first 3 holes worth of shots. That's all and I hit, my tee ball off of one, my approach on one, my tee ball off of two, and I try and go if I can make it 3 or 4 holes into that process, and then I leave the range.
I'm notorious on my range time. If I'm going to the range, I'm taking maybe 2 clubs.
I like to go hang out on the range before. Like I like to talk to everybody.
Think of your big zinger on the way to the course, and then
yeah.
Do you let it out there, or do you let it out up on the putting green?
Yeah, putting. I don't know. Putting green does
prime.
There's a lot of zingers coming out. Maybe your zinger's not as good as somebody else's zinger. That's kind of where everybody holds their best stuff.
There you go. Let it out on the putting green. All right, next one. Number 3 on the 13 dumbest things in golf. The par 3 play up to speed pace of play on a jammed course. Feels like it's a good idea. People get up on you. The course is jammed. You wave them up to pass you while you're on the green, and then it just slows everything down.
Yep. Yeah. This is a big faux pas. I mean, anytime the course is jammed, you just don't need to let anybody through.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like in traffic. If you want to try and be as close to the guy in front of you as possible, like in bumper to bumper traffic, it doesn't matter. If that guy gets, 30 feet in front of you, it's going to take you 5 seconds just to catch up to him. I don't know if that was a very good analogy, but
it was a great analogy because it's not about who's directly in front of you. It's like what's in front of them. What's in front of them. Right. I've always thought about this, and I want like one course or one like club to perfect this, and then we implement it across the country. So it's a playthrough strategy where like you literally just keep playing. You just keep playing. Everybody plays.
I've heard about that.
Everybody plays. So like when you catch up with somebody, they just kind of look back and they tell you to come on, but they still go, and you hit, they're watching. When your ball hits, they're still going to the green. They get up on the green whenever they get ready to shoot. Whenever the guys behind you get ready to shoot, they step off, they hit into the green, they go ahead and putt. They putt, and then you just eventually just go right past them. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like we're gonna stop. No, there is no gridlock because you keep playing. Where gridlock happens. So now what happens is somebody lets you through. They're sitting there waiting, and while they're sitting there waiting, this other group's coming up behind them, and then they get caught. So then you got to end up letting another group through instead of just keep playing, and you only really pause for like the seconds that you're going to hit each other, and eventually that group will just get straight ahead of you. We need to perfect that playthrough method and then implement it across the country. We could do a video and it could go viral, and we could be in clubhouses everywhere. We need to think about that. I don't know. We need to come up with something. We need to come up with a cool name.
Golf pod in clubhouses everywhere.
We need to come up with a cool name, but yeah.
Dadbods everywhere in every clubhouse when I'm tap on golf.
Exactly. The par 3 play up to speed pace of play on a jam course is dumb. It's super dumb. You're not helping anything. You are not helping a thing. Hey,
it's presuming to try and get through a red light when you're the people that are just backed up in front. Like, oh, you missed the light. As soon as you get through the light, you're just going to go 10 feet and stop.
There was a bit of this happened to us. A crew waved us up on a par 3. Now they were playing super slow, and so we took advantage of it and we did it. But then there was a little bit of a language barrier on the group that waved us through. And when we hit, and they should have gone ahead and started putting right then while we were driving up to the par 3, but they waited for us to get there. And then as we're like approaching our balls, they start playing again. And so we're like, okay, cool. We're playing with these guys now. Like
we are a sevensome.
We got a sevensome now because it was just 3 of us. We got a sevensome going now.
They were doing the playthrough method.
I think they were on the right track, Kyle. I don't think that was really what they had in mind.
Execution was lacking.
I think the execution was not there whatsoever.
I love
it. So we did the whole, like, basically we just picked our ball up and went. Like after we putted the first, we're like, all right, let's just get out of here.
Did you give yourself the putt, Ben?
Or no, I actually made a birdie in front of. I was loving it. I made a long, like 35-foot birdie playing through, and then the other guys, like he had like he ran it by like 10 feet, and we were like, that's good. Pick up your par. Let's go. Yep. Because the other gentlemen, you clearly could see were ready to play the hole. Like they just wanted us to hit, I guess, get our balls and go on. So
gotcha.
That's kind of the expectation is that you rush, like you start running and playing golf, like speed golf as you're playing through.
And we did kind of rush. I mean,
that's another reason. That's another reason why you just got to keep playing. Just keep playing and then just pass right through. Pass right through. Because then it eliminates that anxiety that you have. Like there's anxiety of when you want to let people when it gets to the point where you want to let people through, and then there's that anxiety of, okay, they're letting me through. Now I got to go. And I blow one out of bounds or I top one. Yeah. So it eliminates all that.
Do you actually even play through if once you get through, you don't turn around and go, guys, we'll try to get out of y'all's way?
Gotta say that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, pal.
If you don't say
thanks, guys. I'll be out of your way in just a second.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. We'll try to play fast. Hey, good to see you.
There you go. We'll try to play. Yeah, that's exactly right.
You say that to the people who are just slow enough for you to be able to play through. And you're like, hey, I'm sorry about that, bub.
Sorry about the way, bub.
Sorry about that.
All right.
It's actually really fun. I never thought about that.
So that's number 3. So number 4, I agree with this one 1,000%. Multi-hole playoffs at major championships. I want sudden death.
No.
Sudden death. Everything's on the line at the beginning. No. Let's go.
Minimum 3-hole playoff. Minimum.
Yeah. I will say that the US Open going to a 2-hole, that's stupid.
Yeah, like what's the theory behind that? They got 2-hole US Open, 3-hole PGA, 4-hole Open.
Now the Masters is sudden death.
Yeah, Masters.
Yes.
It's a major. Okay.
Let's not compare this sudden death
to the John Deere Classic. Or
no.
Let's not.
And I get what you're saying. They just played 72 holes, but still make it a 3-hole play. I mean,
but why?
They're not playing in the same conditions. One guy may have finished a whole hour and a half earlier. Give him a little time to warm up. I mean, one guy he's just coming off the course, and I think
it just gives it more room for
one guy's had a chance to eat and maybe rest a little. I mean, I'd say make it even playing field. Like do at least a minimum 3-hole play.
When you watch a playoff of a normal tour event, the sudden death, do you want it to end on the first hole?
No, absolutely not.
No. Do you want it to end on the second hole? No.
No.
Guaranteed extra golf.
But
guaranteed.
I don't care. I
wanted to go 6 holes.
But it's 6 holes of having to match each other. That's the pressure of it. Having to match, not like, I can bogey the first one as long as I birdie one of the next 2. Or it's like it's do or die from the beginning. Hence sudden death. So that's why
crazy though. If one guy goes birdie bogey on the first hole and then they reverse it on the second hole and then they're back even.
Yeah.
And the third hole.
Totally with Nate on this one. You're in the minority here, man.
I just think it's dumb. I think it's dumb. If I go out there and I've just played and I birdie the very first hole of a 3-hole playoff and you par it. We've played. That is the most accurate way to decide when we have a bet that ends in a tie. What do? Do you go to a 3-hole playoff?
We're not betting.
No, we're not.
$2 million.
It's
a purse. It's a $1.2 million.
Every single event in golf has a sudden death. So why not the 3 tournaments that are majors besides the Masters have something different?
And the best tournament out of all those 4 does sudden death because that's the best way to do it. That's the best way.
No, that's their way.
See, now you're just using the fact that I have a Masters tattoo against me, and that's not fair.
So suck on that. How about that?
Did you like the 18-hole playoff for the U.S. Open?
I hated it.
On a Monday,
I loved it. I was skipping work on Monday, and I was
the
entire thing.
Rocco Mediate and Tiger Woods had to have a playoff on top of a playoff.
Fantastic.
Get out of here.
And what was the next playoff? After the playoff. Pretty sure it was sudden death after that.
Yeah, it was. So
after they just
91 holes.
After they just made these dudes play another.
That's why Tiger's body is destroyed because they made him play 91 holes on one leg.
That is the dumbest thing in the whole history of everything.
Just say you
play one. Just play one.
We're gonna get to some stuff on this list that's dumber.
Yeah.
All right. The next one, number 5 or whatever, number something.
Number whatever.
8.
Every Would You Rather Wednesday is just going to be directed at Kyle getting screwed somehow.
Yes, there's no doubt.
I like it. So before we go to the next one, let's go ahead and talk about Swannies.co because they're awesome. Swannies.co, use coupon code DadBod Golf Pod -25, take 25% off your next order. I meant to look this dude's name up, and I want to say his last name was Trainer. He had a top 5 finish or top 10 finish in the last tournament. Swannies guy, big deal. They're growing, and we're going to grow with them. Swannies.co. They have everything you could ever dream of in golf apparel. Use coupon code Dadbod Golf 25, take 25 minutes off your next. Let's go. All right.
Wow.
Next one.
That wasn't his microphone messing up, folks. That was just Kyle trying to
I was
speak.
talking so fast. You could barely understand it. 8-minute tee time intervals.
Who does this?
Here's
Play doesn't do this.
Yeah, this is the argument that he's making, an argument that's kind of dumb, even though I get what he's trying to say. He says that 8 minutes times 18 is 144 minutes, or 2 hours and 24 minutes. So no, in other words, he's saying, why would you do that? All you're doing, you can't play around the golf in 2 hours and 24 minutes. All you're doing is going to fastly clog up the course. And here's the thing that's wrong about that is they're not saying you're going to have 8 minutes from the time that you tee off. You're going to finish a hole in 8 minutes. You're just going to get out of the way in 8 minutes.
Yeah. We don't wait till the guy's teeing off on number 2
to go.
Hit your tee shot on number 1
to go.
Right.
So in theory, if it takes 16 minutes to finish a hole, because your par 5s and your par 3s will cancel each other out, that should be somewhere around 4.5 hours, a little bit over 4, almost.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. So you still got to be moving faster, but I don't really see where the 8-minute tee time is going to necessarily lead to a jammed up course.
No, because basically all they're asking on the 8-minute tee times, that's what we were talking about a little bit before, is
just get out of the way.
They're looking 8 minutes. The 8-minute clock starts from the time the golf ball hits the club face, and then you get down there and the golf ball hits the club face again.
And you're out of the way.
It should not take more than 8 minutes to do that.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with that, because as you said, you don't have to finish the hole in 8 minutes. You just got to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And if you're walking, it's one thing, but if you're riding, you should be able to do that. You should be able to hit the ball and in the next 8 minutes, go find it and hit it again.
Have y'all ever played where there's 3 guys riding and 1 guy walking? It's not that hard to keep up with your walking. Like, I know you're not like the first guy to green every time, but even if you're walking,
I'm with you.
No, and I mean,
car path only, walking's faster, probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt that's
Let's go walk.
Agree with that.
Let's do it. It's November. It's cooled off. Let's do it. I'm down. I got a push cart. I got a push cart.
No, I'm talking.
I do have a push cart. Yeah, I'll throw the push cart out there.
I've never push carted at AEC.
I got
one in the barn. I'll do it.
It's not so bad.
Grew up push carting.
Not so bad. All right. So that was 8-minute tee time intervals. We were kind of split on that, or maybe we're unanimous.
He had his flawed logic,
logic.
And Kyle's a big logic guy.
Michael, we got to do a little bit better on our logic there, buddy.
Yeah, they told you that just seemed like you were making one up to get to 13. Michael.
Yeah. That was an E for Michael error. All right. So
he's gonna new one.
The next one, no lasers. No lasers on tour, and I think they're like voting on this. Has this been passed? Actually, it's about to be passed, possibly for a few events.
Aren't they letting them use them on some events already?
I don't know if they've gone to. It's one of those where it's like in the process. If it's not already been done, yeah. I don't know why they're getting away from greens reading books. They're getting away from yardage books, just to help, I guess, speed things up. I mean, if you're going to do that, at least give them a dang laser.
I'm okay with the laser, but you can't. They ought to put it in the rule. You can't do both. If you shoot it with a laser, then you can't go walk.
Don't you dare look at a bag. Don't you dare look.
You cannot pull anything out of your back pocket if you shoot it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because the reason a lot of people are anti-laser with the pros is they're looking at the Brysons and the Phils and the Tigers of the world that anytime they're inside like 120 yards, they'll walk it off. And they're like, okay, if you're going to shoot it with the laser, you're not allowed to walk up to the green.
Yeah.
Like you can't do both.
We'll shoot you with a laser if you do that.
Nice.
So if they put that in the
rule book, Bushnell on you.
Yeah. If they put that in the rule book,
one of those Star Wars lasers
that you can't do both, then, but I guess somebody's probably.
What if they had like an airsoft gun?
That would be
they could do with an airsoft gun. And if you shot it with a laser and you started walking off, you just got
like an electric fence. Like you get a little warning, like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
And if you keep going closer to the green, like
it's
paintball, then you just get embarrassed.
I love
Bryson would just be covered in
they
paintball.
played a
Welted
tournament
up,
this year
welted
where they played a tournament this year where they let them use them, and I forgot which one it was, but it actually.
Hey, but no laser rangefinders at Augusta.
No, they can't even have your phone in there. But the pros actually kind of liked it because they said they could get their, like it is when they practice, they get their number, they knew what to pull, like they're ready to go.
It's not like there's like a big advantage. Like if they all do it, they're just getting yardage.
Yeah.
For
I mean, everybody says, it's going to slow it down. I'm like, it's not going to slow it down. Like if you,
it'll only slow it down if you got all the other stuff. That's the only way to slow it down.
Even the courses that I've been to where you get given a caddy, all the caddies have rangefinders.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're even carrying 2 freaking bags, and they still have rangefinders. So that way they don't have to go to the yardage book.
My caddy at Kiowa had my rangefinder in his pocket. He's like, "Let me get your rangefinder."
2 bags. Are you referring to Shoal Creek?
Yeah, I am.
I knew that because I've played there.
You played there?
Caddied there. Yeah.
You know the best thing about Shoal Creek, Nate?
The hot dogs at number 10.
The hot dogs are fantastic, by the way.
Really good hot
dogs. And the free beer on 17 that you can get. They have free tap beer on 17 that you can get to walk it in.
Is this heaven?
Yeah. But one of the other best things about it is when you play at Farm Links that morning, and then you tee off late in the afternoon. The caddies actually ride on the cart, and you get to use a cart, and you feel like you're doing something nobody else gets to do because you're seeing other guys come off the course having to walk. They're sweaty. They look just beat up. And guess what you're doing? You're freshly riding around with a breeze through your face with a caddy on the back.
So you start off with a complimentary apple at Farm Links, and you finish with tap beer on 17.
Finish with tap beer on 17.
What a day!
What a day!
What a day!
What a day!
You can swing by Milo's in between in Birmingham. What's up?
Yes.
What a day!
Have a day, Mr. Taylor. Yes, I think I will.
You did. All right, let's stop talking about it because it's pissing me off. All right. The next one on the list is staff bags, and Nate and I kind of talked about this.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Unless I like this quote, unless you're driving a courtesy car and have a reserved parking spot at next week's tour event, there is zero reason for having a bag that looks like a piece of luggage.
Yes.
I think I'm there with. I think I'm with him. I think it was.
Yes. If you win the big break, you can have a staff bag.
Yeah.
This is just something that's never really bothered me, but it bothers a lot people. If we're riding, I don't care what kind of bag you have. Just play fast.
Yeah, Ben,
golf.
because
That's
you probably in your garage have a staff bag.
So I've never had
be bothered
a staff
by
bag.
it because you are that guy.
I refuse to buy one. I begged for one because I got like 300 clubs down there that I don't use, and I want one of those like big, huge ones that I can just put them all over.
Yeah, those like at the Play It Again Sports where there's like 800 golf clubs in one.
The bargain barrel.
Yes, I want a bargain barrel to stick all those clubs in there out there. So I got like 4 stand bags that are just maxed out with all these clubs.
We put them in a trash can in the car barn. Just all the lost and found clubs.
I tried to do that. My wife told me that was ugly.
I just think staff bags are the most annoying thing. Like,
I don't know why you would want one. They're super heavy. I mean, especially
those dumb, like
damn old leather ones that are. I mean, so I don't know why you would want one, but it's not something that I really care if somebody has one.
Yeah, it just seems like such a waste of space.
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
I will say, if I was in one of those charity events and I won one of those Tiger Woods staff bags that had the Monster logo on the side and had his name on it, I swear that would be on my cart every round.
No, it wouldn't. No, it shouldn't. It should be in your making.
I'd have a shadow box with that thing in it. Kind of an awesome shadow box.
That room would have
the only way I do that
combination
is
lock to change every 6 hours.
If he signs it, then yes.
Thumbprint to get in.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I just don't see why people still do that. But if they do, whatever. Weird flex.
Imagine it raining and you know that you have a signed Tiger Woods golf bag sitting on the back of your cart.
It's phenomenal.
Okay, next one.
All right, $500 green fees. That's the next one.
Yes. Amen. Get rid of them.
There's not that many of them. This seems like not big. This doesn't seem like much of a rampant issue for it to.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are the if Pebble Beach wasn't $500, you'd never be able to play it.
Yeah, it's a 6-hour round, and it's $700. I think it's mostly it's like $695, and you guys stay at the resort.
I think it's like up to like close to $800 now. I think they've gone up again.
I bet.
Inflation.
Yeah.
All right.
Man,
Let's
What in the Will Ferrell is
there's
that?
not a lot. I mean, isn't Sawgrass up
like
there?
500. Yeah.
I don't think Sawgrass is. I don't know. I played it. I didn't pay.
Cost you $500?
I don't know. My dad had a hookup, business hookup, but I don't think it was 500.
It's up there. It's those are that one. I think that and Pebble are like two of the most
450.
expensive. What they were saying.
But Sawgrass, I think just anybody can go up and play it. That's probably the most accessible, expensive golf.
It was
course.
included in the package we had when we went to Pinehurst, but number 2, we played it twice. The second time we played it, I think it was $425.
Yeah.
It's pretty steep.
So I mean, it was included.
But if they didn't do that, all these places like you would never.
It's a weed out. It's a weed out.
It's a weed out. It should be.
Yeah, it is. It's a weed out thing. It's just one of those things though that it's like if your buddies just say, "Hey, let's take a trip and go here," I'm like, man, that is kind of high.
So while we're on this subject,
if you go down there and you stay and you play three rounds at TPC Sawgrass, I mean that's just $1,500 at golf.
Yeah.
So not the rest of the stuff.
While we're on this subject, I mean, I got a monthly membership. I don't play outside of that very often. If I do, it's relatively cheap golf. Where do y'all draw the line? Like, I mean, 125 seems steep to me. Like, I think you can pay about that to play Ross Bridge in Birmingham.
Yeah, they don't play by the rules at Ross Bridge. They're higher.
Yeah, they're like
I'm gonna play if it's gonna have to be like a PGA once in a lifetime type thing for me to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll go play.
You're gonna pay $275, $300 to play East Lake.
Is that what it is now?
Yeah, it's $275. I would probably pay. I would probably pay that.
I'd probably pay $275.
But of course, it has no notoriety. Just like a course at the beach, maybe that's supposed to be really nice.
Over $100.
Well, you mentioned the best one in Alabama, Ross Bridge. Like I've got now where somebody wants to meet in Birmingham. I'm like, let's go across the street, Oxmoor Valley. It's $45, and it's
There's two good courses over there.
Yeah. So I mean, why do I want to pay the $150? Even being a trail card holder, pay $150 to play Ross Bridge when, I mean, we play 3 rounds of golf at any of the other courses in that area.
It's got to be like a big time course.
Have some notoriety.
Yeah. All right, next one on the list: juniors and college kids playing in club championships. Go ahead.
I think his logic is so far off right here.
The only thing I'll say, if you're not paying the membership, you shouldn't be in the club championship. That's what I say.
What if there's a family like?
But if it's like,
well, your son gets to go out and play, right? He's a member. He's 3, but when he's 13, we can get a tee time and pay the $20 and go play.
He gets to be a junior in high school. He's still under your membership, and he's a scratch golfer. You're not going to invite him to play in the tournament?
What if they have a college membership? I mean, we have those that are.
Then you paid the membership. Go play. You pay the membership. You go play.
So, but you don't want your son to play when he's old enough to. Because as a family membership, he gets all the other access except for the club.
I think if it abides by the rules, because I know growing up, like that's the thing is, I think I got to have country club privileges till I was 20 or 21.
Yeah.
At the Andalusia Country Club, and then they're like, you got to get your own membership after that. If that's within the club rules, then they should be allowed to play in whatever tournaments they are. Otherwise, change the club rules.
So this guy's logic
change the club. Go ahead.
This guy says, while working stiffs who are footing the bill struggle to get in 18 a week, junior is playing 36 a day while hitting balls on practice putting at lunch before hitting the club pool to cool off. Okay, first of all, the guys that win our club championship aren't struggling to play 18 holes a week.
That's true.
They're out there every day.
They're struggling to play less than 18 holes.
They work from the cart or the pro shop or the bar. Yeah. And even if they're not playing, the best players at our club are out there.
Yeah, Michael is hanging out at the wrong clubs.
Yeah.
If that's the case, because I think it's that way at pretty much every country club across America. I mean, those guys are working from the club itself.
Yeah, when I was a cart guy, we had the same guys show up every day, and it's basically their office. They go into the restaurant and work. And
I do that a lot.
Play. Yeah, I won't want to call you out. But yeah, you do that all the time. You bark on my spot a lot because you know that
Oh, and I know you're slinging cars. I'm in that spot for sure.
There is no doubt.
There's a couple guys that'll call me if someone's in my spot, and I really like those guys. Hey, by the way, I'll let you know. But I think it's probably just because they're mad at them.
This guy has it, but this guy has an airport motors tag. What did we say?
Oh, we're good. We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, when Buddy told us on the pod he was going out of town and Kyle invited me to play golf the next day, that's where I parked.
Buddy's got 2 spots,
Exactly.
It's all good. All right, moving to the next one. Brush tees. This was whenever I caddied, a lot of golfers make fun of, a lot of the pro guys make fun of brush tees.
I've never
seen
anybody use one of these.
I've never seen anybody use it.
I used them back in. I asked my grandmother for some for Christmas, and I got some.
Do they work?
Did you get 7 more yards?
Put your ball up on it. I don't know. My swing speed was like 70, so I don't think the math works the same. I could either hit my driver 140 or 170 back then.
If I ever see one of y'all pull out a brush tee, I will just push you down the tee box.
What if you pull out a brush tee and pipe one past everybody? That's the thing is, if you pull one out, you better pipe one.
You better
past
beat me by 7 yards.
There was a guy when I was in college that played out at Indian Pines, and I swear I wish I remember his name. He always played barefooted. If anybody listens to podcasts play there, they know what I'm talking about. He played barefooted, and he used like janky clubs, and I never saw him shoot over par, not once. And he would play with stuff like this, trying to take people's money. He was out there hustling every single time.
Nice.
But he was like fresh out of college.
I love a good hustle.
Yes, he would play. He would play. I mean, and that brush tees didn't exist then, but like that's the kind of stuff he would play
like
with
in the 80s.
Yes, exactly. He would play with like gimmicky stuff in order to people think that he couldn't play. And then
did he have that tee with like the little curve on one side that's supposed to like the slide? You turn it to the way you don't want it to spin.
Oh yeah.
So you hit it and it won't put the slide spin on it. It's the dumbest thing ever. All right, next thing on the, it doesn't work either. By the way,
used them. Yeah.
Next one, the term mashed potatoes and other things yelled at tour players. We've talked about this ad nauseum. Be funny. I've heard a funny one over the weekend. I'm not going to repeat it, but it's a pretty famous little saying that's gotten popular last couple of weeks. I guess it's cheering on
the last couple of months.
It's cheerful, but yeah, be original. Mashed potatoes is dumb. All right, Moving on. Next one on the list, mulligans. This guy really dislikes E. Michael does not like mulligans.
Yeah, which is kind of odd to me.
Here's the thing. I want you get 2 off the first, and then that's it, and let it.
That's it. I agree with that, but I think he's saying on here. He says includes off the first tee. He doesn't want any. Period.
Well, he's a Scrooge McDuck. He's a Scrooge. We're gonna take. Hey, Nate. We're taking 2 off the first. Anytime. Always.
And if we turn around and play 9 more, we're doing it again.
Yeah.
I had a client that used to play with just about every Sunday, and his rule was, and he let, even when guests played with us, he said, I want to take. I don't know why he ever wanted to do this because he never really needed it, but he'd always take 2 off the first, 2 off 1 and 2 off 10.
Nope. No. Get in the cart.
That was his thing. Eat lunch.
Don't try that.
We always had to stop and get something to eat and all that. So I guess that's why he did it.
You know what I would say? I would say, client, put that second ball back in the ball holder.
Yeah, he was spending way too much money with me. There was no chance I was saying that. He could have hit 4.
Hey, Bob, do you want a mulligan on that?
Excuse me, Mr. Client.
Yeah.
No.
You
blew that one out of bounds. You're hitting 4.
I was big.
Come grab the ball at the tee and run.
He hit a bad shot. I was like, "That's okay, Judge. Go ahead, hit you another one." That's
Judge. Hey, I was going back to that last one real quick because I just watched. You late at night. I'm a big YouTube guy. I like to get deep into some golf highlights. And it was Gary Woodland when he won the U.S. Open in 2019. It was a shot he hit on like 17 or something, but he hits it, and right as he makes contact, someone yells, "Sweep the leg, Gary." That's good. I love that. That's classic. That's original.
That's a good one.
Let's get more of that and less mashed potatoes. Anyway,
love it.
Carry on.
All right, last one. I've never seen this in the wild, but shot counters.
Guy had it on his wrist.
The clicker, the little beads. I've never seen those. I've never seen it.
I've seen them advertised. I just, in a similar way, anybody who stands on like the fringe of the green and they're like, 1, 2, 3.
Those are the best.
Yeah, I'm putting for a 7.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
If you got to stand there and out loud review your entire hole with hand motions.
Yeah. The finger counting.
Yeah. Like where you're tracking it down the hole. But then they still haven't quite learned the penalty. So they point towards the water and they're like,
1 in, 1 out.
4.
Oh, here's a rule of thumb. If a club pro guy has it, you don't want it. Because he's making fun of you, and that's one of the things. He has his shot counter beads.
Oh, does he
on his belt loop?
That's phenomenal. I did not realize that. He
described one time how he had like a 21 on a hole, and he was like, I went up and down my bead counter 3 times. I knew. That's how you know. That's how you know. If he's got it, you don't want it.
Most of those things are tracking your whole round. So you're like, oh man, I've got 54 strokes through 13 holes. Like I am on pace.
Yeah.
No,
I don't have no idea how to.
I've seen them. There's been guys I've known well enough when they start doing that, I go, yeah, I've already given you a double. Just let's go.
Yeah,
and but wait, I think it was like it was double. It's double. You got double. Go get the
they
card.
want to. They're like, wait a minute. Let me disagree with you and backtrack really quick.
Yeah. Let me tell you that it was a 10, not a double. It was a double. Get in the cart.
You should always know what shot you are standing over. You should never lose track of that. Like.
Unless you're
bad way.
Unless you're Kevin Na that had that, whatever it was, 17 he had.
Wow, hell, we'll figure it up at the end.
Yeah, that one you just go back and look at the shot tracker.
Yeah. You imagine when he sat down at the scores table, he was like, I'm gonna need a little help, guys.
Exactly.
Can you guys pull up the video? I'm gonna need a little help.
Quick note on this. I have never really bought into, I get it, I use it sometimes. The laying, I'm laying 3. I don't like that. I'm hitting my 4th shot. I'm hitting my 2nd shot.
I'm too.
I'm hitting my 5th shot. I'm laying
really
3.
Get it either.
I'm laying really 4. Like you're just like backing up. I don't like it.
And so it's basically when you say lay, as my shot sits right there, that was my.
How many strokes you have up until that point?
Up until that point, yeah, I don't like that.
It's confusing. Yeah.
I'm about to go hit my.
Here, you laying 3, hitting 4. Just say hitting 4, Bob.
Yeah,
I can't wait to use that on y'all. I really want to use. I mean, first tee.
I swear.
I lay 1.
I'm teed up 1. I'm laying 1. There you go.
I lay 0. Time to tee up.
Smiley, you're laying 6 over there, Bob.
Pick it up. Turn your beads the other way, Bob.
Put it out, Bob. We need a handicap to go up.
It's a double.
Front flight.
Oh gosh. 13 dumbest things in golf. Some of them were dumb. Some of them were not so dumb. But hey, Michael, thumbs up, buddy. Thumbs up, buddy, for this list.
Overall, yeah.
You're the MVP of the show, Michael. So
congratulations,
Michael Johnson.
And if you want to be, hey, you ready for a segue? You ready for a segue? If you want to be an MVP on the course, you need to check out Primo Golf Apparel.
Yes, you do.
Their golf joggers.
Congratulations.
Absolutely. Use coupon code DADPOD15. DADPOD, not bod, pod. 15. Take 15% off your order. The material on these things are absolutely outrageous. They just feel like you're wearing lotion. They're just so soft. They're amazing. We're starting the Blaine started the
lotion in the basket.
Blaine started the trend. We're keeping it going. We're gonna make
lotion on its skin.
We're making joggers a thing. Join us in the jogger movement. Primo Golf Apparel, guys. Episode 89 was a banger.
Yes, it was.
The 13 dumbest things in golf. Hope y'all enjoyed it. We'll be here all rest of the week. Follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to be here Wednesday through Friday. And then next week, we're going to turn around and do it again. The only daily golf podcast out there, brought to you by Betonline.ag.
I love doing episodes like this because I get to find out what gets under y'all's skin. So next time we go.
And you're the guy who's like, I'm not touching you.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, shout out 2-hole playoffs. Love them forever.
Dumbest thing ever. Sudden death for life.
Kyle hates golf. Everybody realize Kyle hates golf.
Sudden death for life.
Ben
defends daylight savings time. We'll talk about that another time. This has been episode 89. No, it's not. It's the same thing.
No, it's
episode 89, the Dadbod Golf Pod.
Always stroking.